Hello, everyone. This is episode 20 of Here Comes the Pitch, a podcast about pitching story ideas. Today's guest, Latique Curry, will be pitching a horror story called BELLE. I would compare this story to the movie American Werewolf in London and the television series The Incredible Hulk. I'm your host, Derk Harron, and without further ado, here comes the pitch. So, welcome back.
Thank you.
Latique Curry. But it's interesting that we were talking about that because, that was one of the big things that was happening. That wasn't San Diego, but it was happening while San Diego was going on about the firing of James Gunn from Guardians.
Right.
And it's kind of weird that happened. You know, sure, there was these Twitter messages that he sent out that they were really bad jokes. It was about pedophilia. And that's terrible. You know, it's just bad taste.
Right.
But that stuff happened 6 years ago or whatever. And so that stuff happened before he was even a part of I like to call him Marvel Disney because that's what it really is.
Right.
And so they knew about that stuff. And so it makes me think that because recently he finished the script for Guardians 3. And he's kind of created this new franchise for Marvel Disney. And it makes me wonder if Disney was a little weary of this new sequel. Maybe they didn't like some of the stuff that was in the script, and James Gunn wasn't budging, and he was just I want final cut, blah blah blah, and there's the possibility that they were blackmailing him.
There's some politics. I think
that
behind the scenes politics going on.
I think so, man.
Even regardless of what was being his social media stuff, whatever social stuff,
right?
There was other stuff that was going on.
That's what I'm trying to get across is that I think that they might have been banging heads a little bit.
Right.
They didn't like where things were going. These projects too, these big movies are made so quickly too, and so I think that they have a schedule, and this needs to happen at this time. Right. And I think that they weren't digging maybe what he was bringing to the table this third time around, and
this was just the excuse to kind of chop him. This was the perfect excuse to get him okay, we don't have to do nothing. He dug his own hole. We can get rid of him. You know what I'm saying?
And it's kind of this reoccurring thing that's happening with social media is that Roseanne, which I think that was right for them to do what they did. And luckily they still save the show. I think it's a good idea for just to eliminate her and then continue the show without her with all those characters. So at least those people still behind the scenes cast and crew still got jobs.
Right.
And it's they're not losing their jobs because of one person. Right. So I like that. But it's a little weird about James Gunn because if they know James Gunn, the dude worked for Troma, Toxic Avenger, all those weird politically incorrect movies that are super vulgar, super violent.
Right.
That's how he got his start. If you look at his short films, they are in the worst taste possible.
Right. I love Slither.
Slither was great.
I thought it was great. I think it was cheesy a little bit.
Right.
But it was great. It was good movie. It was all.
Yeah.
It was good cheese. What I'm saying? It's he makes good those films like that. I love Toxic Avengers. Yeah. Toxic Avenger. I love all those those movies are great. You know what I'm saying?
No, I love Troma movies, but I think that Disney. I know that they know where he came from. And his type of humor, even though it's offensive, it's still a type of humor, and I think that they knew what they were getting into, and I think that they used it against him in the end.
I understand that. Yeah, I think it's unfortunate.
Right.
What happened to him, I think, is unfortunate. At the same time, I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at it from, because I try to look at it objectively. I'm looking at it also from Disney's point of view, where it's like, look, we are a family-oriented kind of company.
Right.
You know, this is I never knew the whole other the political stuff in the back. I never knew none of that stuff. But I'm thinking, well, I thought it was just short and sweet. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. Look, from a business standpoint, you know, this doesn't look correct. You know, him saying this stuff, and you know, it doesn't look good on us, on our company, because we hired them. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be family company, and you know, I thought it was just like a very cut. This is really just straight. Like, hey, look, we got to get rid of you. Like, you know, like, hey, you gotta go. I didn't know none of the other politics.
Well, this is speculation.
Oh, okay.
This is speculation, but I also know that it's very strange that, you know, he announces that he's finished with the Guardians 3 script, and then a couple weeks later, this happens. You know, it just I think that it's just too close, for comfort for me when it comes to, like, maybe there's some stuff behind the scenes where they were banging heads, and he was they figured out a way to get rid of him, and so there's that possibility.
Right, is that possibility?
I so I'm not saying that's what happened, but anyways, back to San Diego.
Yes, go. San Diego.
So what was the best trailer? What was the thing that got you the most hype?
All right, there's two things that got me hyped. Three things that got me hyped.
Well, it was a good San Diego. I'll tell you that.
Three things that got me hyped. Definitely the movie trailers. I'm definitely gonna say Shazam trailer, which I absolutely love. I was like, wow, DC went a whole other way with that.
Right.
I was expecting Shazam to be that light and that cool and that fun. It just looks good, man. They made it to like kind of like a parody of itself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's kind of like the Ant-Man of the DC universe.
Exactly. I'm really digging that. Like, I like that they made it lighthearted. I mean, because it has kids involved, so it's not as dark as their other stuff they've been doing.
Right.
It's very light, and I love it. It's playful. I love it. I would definitely want to see that. That's my number one favorite.
Okay.
Number two is Glass.
Glass.
Okay. I see that, man. That looks good, man. Believe it or not, I have yet to see Split though.
You know what? I keep talking to people and no one's seen Split.
But I heard it was such a great film. Everybody says how much of a great film it was, and I've seen parts of it. Like I'll be somebody's watching it or something that happened to me, just catching a little piece of it.
Yeah.
And I caught the end, of course, with Bruce Willis. Okay, this is like the sequel to Unbreakable. I get it. You know, so now it makes me want to go back to see Unbreakable, then finally see Split.
Yeah.
And then eventually see
to find out that it's like it's part of this whole trilogy. That was pretty cool. See, I was a bit more critical with Split. Mm-hmm. I thought it was kind of slow. It's definitely a slow burn type of movie. Mm-hmm. I felt like the thing with Bruce Willis at the end was a little forced.
Oh, okay.
But now finding out like that there was all these Easter eggs that were in that movie that relates to Unbreakable,
right?
Like it makes me want to watch it again. You know, that's why I want to binge watch it, just like how you were saying.
Yeah,
like I want to go back. I want to watch Unbreakable. I want to watch Split. And then Glass, man.
Exactly.
So, like, I think it's really cool how M. Night has now, like, created his own comic book universe.
Kudos to M. Night, man. I never knew how to pronounce his last name, so respectfully, I will not say his last name. I'm going to say M. Night S. Okay.
Well, M. Night Shyamalan, but, like, I always think M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Because, I feel like for at least half of his career, he has been kind of a ding-dong, man. Like, some of the movies that he made, like Lady in the Water, that movie where Air is the bad guy, the Mark Wahlberg movie.
I like that. I kind of like that
one. Like, the trees come to and release a pollen or whatever.
I like that one. I like
the flowers and
stuff. I like that one. I don't
know, man.
I don't like Lady in the Water as much, but I get because he's a comic book guy at heart. You could tell like he's a geek at heart. So that movie I understand. Like I understand where he's coming from with Lady in the Water. Another movie I really liked it. A lot of people probably didn't like it, but I liked it. The Village.
I enjoyed The Village. Signs was another movie.
Signs was.
I didn't dig it. I just thought that like at the end to find out that these aliens, their one weakness is water.
Right.
You know, and for them to like come and invade a planet that's 70% water, that's pretty.
I think
stupid.
Signs and Lady in the Water is the same premise. Because it tells you, remember how the person was like talking, remember the same? It was a person like, you know how, all right, in Signs, it was the guy's sister, the guy, Mel Gibson's wife, telling, hey, swing your bat.
Right.
And then in Lady in the Water, it was somebody, I forgot who else, you know, it was the guy that kept on lifting the one, he had that one diesel arm, whatever, and it was like, he's like, you need to do this, like, we need to get a guy with this, and we need to get a guy with this.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same, like, kind of on the same kind of thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of,
like the same premise. Yeah.
But I mean, he, you know, like the whole twisting. I mean, I like Airbender. I like that. I liked it. A lot of people really didn't like it. They said it was what was it? What did they use? Culture appropriation and all that. Look, man, it was just a good. I thought it was. I watched it just to watch it.
Right.
And for me, watching it, because I never really watched Avatar, the cartoon.
All right.
I just watched the movie, the Airbender, the last Airbender, and just to watch it for what it was. I liked it.
What did you think of that movie with Will Smith and his son? That was another one that. Where, like they land, they crash their spaceship.
Something Earth or something like that.
Yeah, it was something Earth. I don't remember. But I remember that was just like not.
That was
great.
M. Night.
Yeah, that was M. Night as well.
I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he also did, and then after that one, because that one also flopped. Then he started doing like the horror stuff. So
Devil was good. I watched Devil.
He didn't direct that. He wrote it. He co-wrote it and he produced it. But The Visitors, The Visitor or whatever, that was M. Night, and then Split, and so then like those were, you know, those movies were made for like peanuts basically, and you know, made a bunch of money, and so now. M. Night's back on top.
Back on top. That's it. Sometimes you gotta do that. You know, I always see him. He's like to me, M. Night is like is an indie director at heart. I can tell. Like, you know, I know he does these big films, but he's like an indie director at heart, and I can tell that from him, like the way he directs and writes. I love that about him because I really appreciate indie directors. I think they, you know, they break. They be breaking the mold on a lot of stuff. They break everything, man.
Well,
boundaries. They break boundaries. They break. I said mold, but I meant to say like they break boundaries. They do groundbreaking stuff sometimes.
Right.
That wind up mainstream Hollywood winds up using. You know, whether.
And I think, you know, it. I don't know. He talks about it in interviews about you know, Glass coming out. That originally the Beast, which is the character that's from Split, was originally supposed to be in Unbreakable, but like I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like I feel like you figured out a way to bring back Bruce Willis's character, and you did a great job of it, and now you got like this big movie coming out in January, where movies aren't that big,
right?
You know, and so I think it's gonna be a hit, man.
Yeah.
And so kudos to M. Night for doing that. But for me, San Diego, I think that the big trailers definitely Shazam for me. But I'm still excited for Aquaman, man. Like I think
Aquaman is another one. That was number 3. I said 3.
That was number 3.
Aquaman.
I'm gonna say that was my number 1 because like I'm a big James Wan fan.
Right.
I love all of his horror movies. I love like that he's the only one other than Marvel that has created like this universe of characters and done it right and done it well, like with his horror characters. That like all these characters that are in the Conjuring universe. I'd like to call it a universe.
Right.
Has like they've made all these new spin-offs. You know, that's what he's like kind of known for now with the Annabelles. Now you got the Nun coming out. The Nun does well. There's another creature character that was in Conjuring 2 called the Crooked Man. They're talking about maybe making a Crooked Man movie, which Crooked Man was so cool. I
Right.
love that character. And then and now they just announced that Annabelle 3 is coming out. So it's just like James Wan created that. Plus,
That's gonna mess with my pitch. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
No, but
but
I have a pitch. I have my pitch, and we talk about it in a minute. But go ahead.
okay, all right. But I just think that James Wan, he's kind of prolific.
Yes, he is.
We're talking about M. Night, which M. Night, I think he's
Right,
a good
he's
dude,
solid.
man.
He's solid.
He comes up with some pretty original stuff. But James Wan, man, like right out of film school, he makes a short film called Saw. Producers loved it so much they were like, we can make this into a feature film, and look what that did. It spawned like 8 sequels, man.
He's killing it right now.
Yeah, and then to take on Fast and the Furious, when he was just only known for horror movies,
thrilling stuff, yeah.
and then like one of the main guys dies while you're making the movie, and like how like what do you do? And he made it work, man. He made it work,
Wow, man.
And so now we got Aquaman, and it looks like these characters jumped right off of the comic book page. I'm really amazed that like Black Manta looks like Black Manta.
Exactly.
Ocean Master looks like Ocean Master.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
they did a great job.
And then I'm like, I was kind of surprised that they didn't show Dolph Lundgren. In the trailer.
I was hoping they would.
I was like, oh, come on,
hoping.
let's see some Dolph. And we didn't get to see some Dolph, but but it just, and then that epic battle that's going to take place with like all these like sea creatures and stuff like that.
That's
I was like,
amazing.
I'm just like, oh man, and like,
and I love Jason Momoa. He's so dope as Aquaman.
Yeah.
I think they made a perfect choice with him.
Yeah.
Oh man, Jason Momoa is on point. Man.
well, because he's perfect for like doing those like one-liners,
Yeah.
those zingy one-liners, and like, and that it's just gonna be filled with those, like, permission to come on board. Like when he said that, I was like, oh man, jeez, here we go. And it was perfect, man. Especially like I love that scene when he's the little kid and they're at like SeaWorld or whatever, and then like they're picking on him, and then like all of the sharks like turn at these bullies, man. It's just like
Jason.
dude.
You know what, man? I'm so happy for him because Jason Momoa, he needs that. I think he's because he's so dope. He's so underrated.
Right.
Sometimes, like even though he's like. He is like you see him all the time in Hollywood, but it's like I feel like he's so underrated, man. Like this could be the thing that just takes him over the top.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This movie could do it, man. Like even like as I watch it, like I watch the TV show, I watch Netflix's Netflix show Frontier. Yeah, I love him in that show. Man. He's amazing. Like you know what I'm saying? And I'm so happy for him right now. He's doing it. I want to see him just do more, man.
Dude, I think that he could be the next Rock.
Yeah.
He could be the next Rock.
He could. I think he could be. Honestly, I think he could just beyond that. Like, cause he could do so much. There's nowhere else. He's still young. He's doing. You know what I'm saying? He's so. Like sky's the limit for him, man. You know what I mean?
It's really funny too, cause like he used to be on like Stargate Atlantis. And so it's just really funny that now he's Aquaman.
Yeah, I know.
So I was like, snap, like, and like he was really young back then. Like I think he was like 18, 19, and like he was still in good shape, but he was still kind of scrawny. Like even though like but now like dude, he's just the Hulk, man.
Yeah, man.
And so
you know who I would have loved to see, ideally, as Black Manta?
Who?
Idris Elba. He would have been sick for Black Man. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That was the only one thing. I don't know who they got. I seen the guy. He looks good. Whoever the guy is, man, he looks great. Well, I was just saying, like, man, like to see like somebody like Idris Elba be Black, that would have been amazing.
I think it was the guy from Moonlight. I don't know if you've seen Moonlight.
Oh, I've seen him. Yeah,
That's him? It's him? Okay, so it's him.
That's dope. Okay.
So I was just like, man, I don't know, man. I'm just so looking forward, and it's in November. That's
amazing.
soon.
That's very soon, man.
That's soon.
So they're going against what? They're going against Venom, right? Because Venom is what?
Venom's like
November, October.
I think it's October. Yeah.
Wow.
So
what do you think of that? What do you think of Venom?
Man, I don't think they've shown enough of Venom. Like I don't really like how like his suit just kind of like is like kind of like this blob that just kind of like hangs around him and like gets him out of situations. I want him to just go full Venom. Like that was the problems that I had. I heard that there was a Venom panel.
I watched a little bit of it.
Did you? Did they show any footage?
I don't know. I didn't see.
Because my brother was saying that they did show footage, and they said that it looks like it's going to be a hard R. Which, if it is, that would be amazing. You know, because like I think Venom should be a hard R. You know, because I think that he's a violent, like anti, hero. Right. You know, like and it. You know, in some stories too, he was a villain, man. Like he was like one of Spider-Man's like greatest.
My thing is, how do you do this without like Spider-Man has to be like? How do you do a Venom movie and you don't have Spider-Man involved?
Well,
it's kind of tough. I
think that there's going to be mention of Spider-Man, but I don't think he's going to be in the movie.
Oh, okay.
So
I think they at least have to have an element, like like just to say at least, like you said, like they have to do it, like because it's like, how could you do this movie?
Yeah. I think that they got to say something. Yeah. Because especially since that, like, it's from the same company. It's Sony. Right. Like I know that there's the Sony Marvel merger to like allow some Spider-Man in the Marvel universe, but you gotta have Spider-Man.
You gotta have Spider-Man somewhere. At least it's his, or at least like his presence somewhere. Maybe in some shape or form. Like he has to be in there,
or just post credit scene or something like that.
Like Spider-Man watches it on the news, or Spider-Man on the news, or,
right?
Disappear or something. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Dude, I think so. So I don't know, man, but I think maybe we should get into your pitch.
Let's get the pitch, man. Let's get it. I've been waiting. You got me waiting. I'm so eager now. I'm just kidding. No, actually, my pitch is called Annabelle. Believe it or not.
Okay.
All right, it's about a Creole girl in New Orleans. Her name is Annabelle. Okay.
Okay.
This is my Beauty and the Beast kind of thing.
Okay.
It's Beauty and the Beast thing. So her name is Annabelle. Okay. The Beast. Annabelle. But
so it's
just Annabelle. It's just Annabelle.
So it's a female beast.
It's a female beast. Her name is Belle, but she go by Belle. Annabelle. Basically, it's this girl. She's Creole. She's from New Orleans.
Okay.
All right, Creole chick. She was I forgot if she was an artist or something, whatever she was doing, and she got sick. She got real sick. We started off the story like she's kind of like she's in a hospital bed. She's on the final stages of cancer. She lost all her hair. She's going through so much stuff, whatever, and she's going through her final thing. The chemo, it's not helping. Nothing is working, and this doctor kind of sees her, whatever like that, and he's like, I can help you, I can help you. I can heal you, whatever like that, and so he bites her.
Oh,
you find out he's a werewolf. He's obviously a werewolf,
Oh,
and so like all of a sudden, like a month later, she's starting to come back. Her hair's growing back. The cancer's leaving her body. White blood cell kind of stuff. It's killing the disease, and all of a sudden she's back to her normal self. She's starting to go, oh my God, it's coming out of nowhere. Like what's going on. At the same time, what was happening was like chemo and stuff like that. When you taking on chemo, the drugs and stuff, it kind of made a little bit crazy. A little bit crazy because she's starting to. Because what happened during this time, whenever her mother dies, and so like she needs somebody to talk to, and like this cup and this spoon her mother gave her, like when she was when she was there, she kind of talks to it. So that's her way of kind of talking to the spoons and the cups, and like she kind of talks to them. They don't talk back. They really talk back, but it's like she hallucinate. This is like her figment of her imagination. She kind of talks to it. Anyway, first month rolls around, she turns into a werewolf. She doesn't realize what's going on. Right. All this kind of stuff. You say, and I kind of wanted to do it in a sense, in a way of like the classic Legend of Kung Fu, or like Incredible Hulk TV show. Like she got to leave New Orleans. She's going from like kind of traveling on the road, like a hitchhiker, kind of oh my God, what did that turn into? I can't go back to my normal life, but she keeps the cup and the spoon with her. That's like her best friends and that kind of thing, kind of like in that sense. So, what do you think?
That's interesting, man. Because I like how that it could be like a series. Right. Like it could be like a television series, like The Incredible Hulk, where she's constantly having to move on to the next town.
And she fights supernatural threats and stuff. I want to make her obviously fighting supernatural threats. And then at the same time, she's kind of searching for the doctor because the doctor kind of disappears after the whole thing. So now she's kind of looking for the doctor and stuff. And
interesting.
That kind of thing. I don't know. Something
and then you could also like bring in like that there's this like ongoing like villain, like a hunter that like, you know, or
like a Van Helsing kind of type guy. That'd be kind of cool too.
Or it could even be like a group of guys. Like maybe like it's kind of like this. It goes back to like the very beginning of Werewolf.
You could put a whole bunch of stuff. You could be like, okay, this is holy order of you know, like these guys who trying to, you know, from the church trying to, you know, track her down and like you know, just destroy, just kill off all these little pack of wolves or whatever that are running
destroy
around
the bloodline of the werewolves and stuff like that. No, I think it's really cool too, and I like the idea that like that you know, with the spoon and the teacup, because in a way, that's her way of remembering, you know, her mother.
Right.
It's a way of her connecting with her human life. It's a way of like, you know, without becoming the like fully the beast.
Right.
It's a way of like keeping her humanity.
Right.
In a sense. And you know, maybe that is like it's kind of like her way of coming back, so that, you know, maybe it's you know, kind of like how like Black Widow has to calm down the Hulk, you know, like maybe they're that, or maybe this would be interesting, like maybe the spoon is like silver. And so she holds on to it and it burns her, and it's a way of like bringing her back to her human form or something. I dig it.
I dig it.
Like nice. And maybe in a sense too, like it's like her if like she gets too out of control, like maybe that's her way of like ending her own life. Is that like if she like just plunged that silver item into her chest, into her heart, then that would bring an end to it all. Right. You know, like if she realizes that she's gone too far, you know. So there's like, it's like that like kill switch where you know, like maybe
I got the idea from. I mean, obviously, you know, Beauty and the Beast, but also I was, you know, watching like shows like Being Human, and shows like that kind of got me because I think when I was coming over, I was like, oh man, I think I was all into Being Human and all those shows like that. I thought that kind of like putting them in a, you know, like everyday life kind of people who are just stuck with these kind of curses and, you know, kind of thing, and just kind of and plus I really. Beauty and the Beast being absolutely hands down my favorite Disney cartoon ever. You know, second to Lion King is that to me. I love that. You know what I'm saying? I love that whole like that concept. But,
well, and I like that, like you like that concept, but like you made a twist on it that like the Beast is actually a werewolf, right? And I think that's really interesting, and I like that it's a female character. You know, you don't usually see where the female character is the Beast this time around. She's the monster. Right. You know, like when you think of it, like when you think of monsters, you think of like, you know, these like masculine characters. Like so now we're adding some like you know, like a feminine side. Right. And you know, if anybody has had a girlfriend, we've seen those beasts come out, you know? You know, so they're there, you know? And I think that, you know, women could relate to the story. I think men could relate to the story. I think that, I think it's a really interesting concept. I think that I like how she's kind of like reinventing herself. She's afraid to go home. Maybe there's people that are at home that know her secret, that know that she's a werewolf, and there's the possibility of like, you know, like this this church
sect,
that group of like
or whatever, like
order
knights or whatever.
Maybe they'll go after her family or something. Like she's trying she's trying to keep them safe by like staying away from them.
Right.
You know, now. You know, you could always bring in like kind of a love interest, but like I think that would be interesting too. Like that each town that she goes to, maybe some guy is kind of falling for her,
right.
or girl. You know, like it could be. Maybe she could have like these kind of like flings, but like also too is that like she has to keep her distance because you know she doesn't want to hurt them. Right. You know, and then she can't stay in one town for too long because of the next full moon.
Right.
You know, there's always that. Or are figuring out a place where she can keep herself locked up. You know,
here's a good thing. I'm thinking about it now that you're talking. What if we do this with her, right? What if we, like, when she first turns, right?
Okay.
She kills her best friend, and then she sees her best friend as a figment, like, you know, like she starts talking to her best friend.
Right.
You know, it's like the spoon represents her best friend or something, and it's like her conscience, you know, like her guilty conscience, like that's making the spoon talk or whatever. Like,
right.
You know, it could be her best friend, the spoon. Who knows? You know, I don't know, something like that. I'm just thinking about that too. But
no, I like that. I think maybe like that would be like an interesting twist at the end,
right.
like that, or like an end of a season, or an. You know, if it was a comic book, it would be one of the like the twists to start up the next you know story. Like maybe like she didn't die. Like maybe she became a werewolf as well. Right. And then
she comes back. Oh my god!
And then he got two werewolves. And then like maybe she is like now she's angry at her because like you know first off he killed me.
Right.
Sure, I came back, but now I'm a werewolf, and now I have this curse, and like, and then you got the two werewolves fighting against each other. And now you got like a cat fight.
Nice. Or our best friend could be a guy, like you know.
Could be a guy.
Our best friend is a guy.
Okay.
And then like he died, and so what happens? She thinks she kills him. Then like they, you know, that one's becoming like her antagonist. At the same time, he becomes a love interest because they, you know, they did have feelings for each other maybe some. So, like, you never know. Like, they wind up becoming, you know, together. He could be, you know, like, she falls in love with Belle falls in love with the Beast. You know?
Yeah. Or two beasts fall in love with each other.
Exactly, you know.
And then, you know, at some point, like, they kill the one, and then and now she's, like, now she's alone again, and now she has all this anger or something like that. You know, you can always, you like, make that plot twist. Down the road.
Stuff. Wow.
Yeah. Like you know.
Yeah.
See, that's what I love. Is that like you know you have this premise and then we just kind of go off the rails.
I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
If I was a draw it, I definitely to make it so cool. I would definitely draw it in like a Disney style.
Ooh.
Like to make it like look like it's Disney, but it's not. This is like when Disney goes dark.
Yeah.
You know, like
when Disney goes dark.
You know, yeah. You know, like that's when
I like
Disney
that.
goes dark. Like
Disney goes dark.
You know, it's I definitely would do something like that. Like I would definitely do it like a Disney style. You know, just to give it that kind of look. You know, I think it's kind of cool.
Like you know, when I think of your art too, is that you kind of have more of a realism type of look to it. Like you know, you capture kind of that grit. Like so, man, I would love to see you do something like that. Cartoony,
but like a Disney cartoon, but a cartoony noir.
Yeah,
like a Disney noir. Like I don't think anybody's ever done a Disney noir, like kind of dark Disney like that. I think it'd be kind of cool to see something like that. You know?
Well,
that style and that Disney kind of style.
Well, yeah, you could even go back to like the first serials that like Disney did with like you know with Mickey, and then like there was all these like weird characters back then before we started getting into the you know Donald and Goofy because. Yeah, like some of that black and white stuff is kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, if you can kind of like harness that kind of
I want to say that with mixed like you would do it in that kind of style. Like I don't want to say like I don't like you know taking anybody's style, but like you know like I love J. Scott Campbell as well as an artist, and to have that kind of
Well,
because
what does he
James
do?
Scott came with the Danger Girls, and he did all with that. He has like a kind of Disney kind of. He does a lot of covers for I think for Zenoscope now. I think I see him do like Alice in Wonderland kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't really know what he's doing right now. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But I've seen some of his stuff, and like I love that style. Like I love it. I always loved his style. I appreciate, admire his style. And he always had like a Disney kind of style, but sexy.
Okay,
kind of feel because like his woman will always kind of had a little sex appeal to him.
Right.
But I like that. I like that Disney dark kind of like like noir-ish kind of Disney style.
Yeah.
That would be kind of sick, man. Like I think it would kind of to draw it like that and like, oh my God, this is like a Disney, like kind of like a Disney, but and paying homage, of course, not to plagiarize, but to pay homage, of course, obviously.
Right.
Definitely. What I'm inspired by.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Like when you brought that up, I was like, damn, that's really cool because that's not that's not what I was picturing, but but now it makes sense.
Right.
Because since that you kind of got the idea from Disney's Beauty and the Beast, and I could see that.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool. I think it'll be just kind of just a little different, contemporary take on an old classic.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be kind of fun. So yeah. Mm-hmm. I
Cool,
love it, man.
man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man.
I dig your pitch, man.
Yeah, man.
What would you
see it as? You see it as better as a TV show, or you see it as a comic? Or cartoon, even cartoon.
I would see it as like an ongoing cartoon. Like now that you're getting into like that you want it to have like kind of that cartoony feel, but with like a darker edge to it. I see it like that.
I would want Man of Action to do it. Those guys that's who that work. Those guys that do a lot of they did like Ben 10. They did a lot of they do like the Avengers. They did Avengers Assemble. They did they do a lot of stuff. I can see Man of Action. Those guys doing it. They like kill it.
Oh, man. And you know what? For every episode, I do a poster. So I'm looking forward to drawing your Annabelle, man.
Okay.
So and if you want to take a crack at it too,
man.
So and that's the way of promoting your episode too. Like we can have some variants.
Okay, that works. Okay.
So I definitely want to take a crack at Annabelle, and then if you want to draw something too, then I'll definitely post it along with the episode.
All right, let's get it. That sounds good, man.
All right, man. Let's draw some cartoony Beauty and the Beast with a dark edge to it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Well, thanks again for being on the show, man.
Let's do it again. I'm ready.
Yeah. Dude, that was a great idea.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, thanks again, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks.